One of the best techniques in pressured public ponds is going weightless. Whether it's a Bambino bug, a pit boss, a Tequila Sunrise, it doesn't really matter. It's soft plastic. We're talking about soft plastics, worms, creature baits. It's all about that natural fall. It's all about that natural presentation. And you're giving them something that they eat on a daily basis. It's not loud. They're finicky. And when they get finicky in these pressured public ponds, it's all about slowing it down, slowing it down, slowing it down, and even slowing it down more. And the best technique is going weightless. It really makes you slow it down. You can't overwork a weightless. If you do, you keep it up on a water column and you see the lure or you see your bait. So it's all about patience, slowing it down, giving those bass what they eat naturally, and you'll be successful getting it done all day long. So for this video, I'm using the Bambino bug. Again, you could use any soft plastic. You know, I use a Berkeley. I'm a big, huge Berkeley guy. You know, Berkeley power worm, Tequila Sunrise, pit boss. But for this example, we're just going with a crawfish imitation, and we're going to show you. I'm going to show you how to fish it. And the first thing when you're going weightless, you know, I use a bait cast. I think the bait cast for me is the best setup. Again, I don't carry a spinning rod. I don't have to carry around the pond. I put it on a bait cast and we'll go through it. It's all about your adjustments on your bait cast to be able to cast weightless. There's not a whole lot of weight to it. Since there's not a whole lot of weight to it, you have to make sure you do your adjustments on your reel. You know, your first adjustment is your main tension, and then you have your lure tension on here. I strongly suggest you go out to a pond and just mess around with it. Cast it out there, figure out dial it in, and then get ready to go. Before you hit your high percentage areas, before you hit those feeding times, go in an area and start casting. The first thing you want to do is just make sure it has a nice slow drop. Once you have a slow drop, you can start casting. Now you get a little bit of feel for it. Now you can start to continue to make your adjustments on that lure tension. Bring it, you know, close it up, make it tighter, or loosening it up. What you don't want to do is go super loose, or you don't want to just cut and tie from a ½ ounce to a weightless. You'll get bird's nest, you'll be messed up, your day is over with. So put it on there, make your adjustments, make a few casts, make sure it has a slow drop, cast it out there, and continue to make your adjustments. The key to a weightless, when you're fishing weightless, I'm not fishing a whole pond weightless. That would take all day. I'm picking out very specific things I want to target with a weightless. It might be a cove. It might be, you know, some lily pads. It might be cattails. It might be laydowns. It might be something that I believe that the bass are related to, that I could present that in a natural way that the bass feel comfortable with hitting it. That's what it's all about. So pick your spots. Don't fish a whole pond weightless. Again, it'll take you all day long. It'll take you all day long, son. But you're gonna miss the feeding window. So for an example, I'm fishing here, and I have this like little back pocket in here. And I know there's typically bass in there. So I'm gonna probably spend 15-20 minutes fishing that. I'm not gonna be fishing out here. I'm not gonna be fishing there. I'm just gonna be fishing that cove. So I made my adjustments, made my lure adjustments. Now I'm ready to cast. One of the easiest ways to start to fish a weightless and get comfortable with it to where you can be able to start to cast is a side cast. And I'm gonna cast it going from a side, not overhead, but a side cast. That'll start to build some confidence. It'll start to build confidence. You'll start to understand how far you could cast, and we start to go from there. So again, I'm gonna start off by just going that sideways cast. Again, I'm fishing this pocket in here, and let's go. So my first cast is just more of a kind of like a sideways cast. That's all I'm doing. Letting the rod do the work. I'm not overcasting it. We made our adjustments. It'll come off that spool smooth, and we'll be able to get going. Even with that adjustments, I made the appropriate adjustments, and I know it's appropriate because I didn't even need to thumb it. A nice over. I got, it's pretty good distance. If I need to go a little bit further, I adjust my lure tension. Right? I don't want to force it with a bait cast on a weightless. You'll get a ton of bird's nest. It'll tear up all your line, and you'll get frustrated. Now once it's out there, With this technique, once it hits the water, it's all about waiting, timing, patience, patience, and patience. It's a slow technique. That's why you're targeting very specific spots, because it is very slow. And I want to present it to the bass as natural as I can, that natural fall. All I do is I just go tap it off to the side. 1, 2, 3 taps, and I bring my rod tip back, reel in the slack, and I wait. Wait about 3, 4, maybe 5 seconds. I'm not overworking it. They are finicky. You have to give them time to react to it. Bring it back, wait, just little taps, and you should be able to feel it. Just a little bit of taps. You can feel it. I'm just moving it a little bit, just getting a little bit of movement on it. Especially a worm or a power worm, when you have that tail to it, when you start to go tap, 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 tap over, you know, you're getting that movement on that tail, and then it's just that natural fall. It gets bass all the time. It gets big and son. That's all I'm doing. Just going sideways. Bring my rod tip back, and I'm just waiting. I'm watching the line. Especially with Berkeley, it's the reason why I like Berkeley, is that they have that scent in it. When a bass hits it, it will grab onto it. And a lot of times they'll move. So I'm always watching that line. My line starts to move. I'm like, okay, reel that slack and set the, it's like biggin', son, yes sir. You know, when you're doing those taps, you're only moving it maybe 1.5 feet. Just tap, 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 it moves, and then you have that natural fall. That's what's gonna trigger up some bites. And again, I'm gonna make that same cast. I'm gonna go from my right to my left, and I'm casting. I'm not overworking it. Let the rod do the work for you. Just make a nice, easy cast. And when you're dialed in, you don't even need to thumb it. We'll do it again. It's a nice cast. Don't even need to thumb it. Got no problems with my reel, my line. It's all good. If you know you have some type of structure, or this is flooded, there's some branch. My next cast, I want to bring it right through there. When I hit that edge of it, I'm going to tap, tap, tap right at the edge, and I'm going to let it sit there. If you think bass are on a structure, it's all about bring it across, stop, and just let that natural fall. Give them time to react to it. When I'm tapping, I'm not, it's very subtle. Bring my slack in. You see, it's just the little taps. Little taps. Bring my line back. We're gonna wait. My suggestion is, if you're new to weightless, work on that side cast before you go over your shoulder. That's a harder cast to do. You have more of a tendency going over the shoulder to getting a bird's nest and getting that line all grouped up. And I'm gonna go overhead again, over the shoulder, try to get a good angle coming across this flooded tree, and hopefully maybe there's a bass on the edge of it. Let the rod do the work. That's the key to it. Let the rod do the work. I'm not over casting. When you do that, that's pretty smooth. The line's coming off that real smooth. I barely even have a thumb on it. Please don't overcast and try to whip it. It's not a whip, it's nice. Let it go. It's all about having patience. It's all about being slow. And for like an area that I'm fishing here, so if I'm gonna pick this apart, probably 15 minutes. Again, I'm not casting to the same area twice. Bring it through. I don't get a hit. I'm gonna make a few more casts. I'm pinpointing very specific things I want to target, and then I'm going on to the next section. Helps you save time, helps you save agony, it helps you not get frustrated. You're working an area, you're not overworking it. A lot of times when those bass are finicky, they'll come up and take a look at it, they'll smell it, and they'll just kind of swim around it before they hit it. I'm gonna make one more cast. The other thing you don't want to do, you want to keep that rod tip closer to that water. You don't want that rod tip up. You want that bait to be as low or towards the bottom as much as possible, all the way up to the bank. A lot of times those bass will be pushed up really close to the bank, and you want to keep it close. You don't want to tap it going up in the air. You bring that you bring that soft plastic up out of the water column. You want to keep it low, either off to the right or off to the left, and taps. When you bring it up, is an absolute no-no. It's going to be way out of that water column. Just take your time, sideways tap, 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 couple 2 to 3 taps, bring it back. Tap it 2 to 3 times. When you pull off to the side, you feel it, tap, 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 and you're golden. Just let it sit, get that natural fall, natural fall. Another thing I really love about a weightless, typically bass are schooled up. So if you catch a bass in an area, great thing about weightless, you could go back and you catch 2, 3, 4 in that same area. A lot of times you use those, even like a bladed swim jig or a top water or a lipless crankbait, any one of those kind of, I call them loud lures, and you catch a bass in an area. Even though there's more bass, might be the only one you get. With the weightless, since it's natural, majority of the times you can go back in that same area and you catch the second one, catch the third one. It just gets it done. Biggins after biggins all day long, son. Definitely one of the best techniques for a pressured public pond is going weightless. The things to remember is dial in. Don't cut and tie from a 1/2 ounce or a different weight straight to a weightless. Use your reel, use your lure tension, adjust it. Make sure you have a nice low fall before you even cast. Once you make those adjustments, make a couple practice casts. Don't make those casts in your high production areas. Make it someplace else. Get locked in, get it all tuned up, and then you're ready to go. One of the easiest ways to do it is that side cast. Nice and easy. Let the rod do the work. Once it hits the water, it's all about that slow presentation, all about that natural fall. Give it some time to fall. Reel in the slack and tap it. 1, 2, 3. Bring your rod tip back. Keep your rod tip low and let it sink. That's where you get your hits after you make those taps, 1, 2, 3. And when it's making that natural fall, that's when you get the biggins. All day long, son, yes sir. Special shout out to my members. Thank you for being members. Thank you for helping grow the channel. I greatly appreciate it. If you're not already a member, go check out the links down below. Go check out the merch. Greatly appreciate it. Drop a comment down below. What is your favorite weightless bait to use? Love to hear it. Let's have a conversation. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification. My name's Greg, and I'll catch you next time on Getting It Done Fishing.